What's up, the world? It's your boy Tommy Man. I just came in because I wanted to give my quick thoughts on the Warriors. I mean the Denver Nuggets and the Suns. And as I said before, a couple things played out, almost prophetically played out. I said the only person the Nuggets had on their team that was really playoff tested is KCP. He came up big for them last night. Kevin Durant had an off night. Shooting wise, I wouldn't expect that long term. Denver Nuggets are at home. You expect them to win the first two games at home. That's a given. Especially seeing as DeAndre Ayton is just not a good player defensively for it. I mean, you expect him to be a lot better than he is. Like, he's just big for nothing. Like, I've never seen a guy that big and athletic just allow people, like, this guy is one of the worst rim protectors for his size I've ever seen. Like, the guy literally he has athletic ability, but he's so scared of getting called for fouls. It's like third quarter and you got like one foul. It's like, dude, you're going to have to go up and contest some shots. You have to get into people's bodies. Like, like Kevin Durant is a better rim protector. Like, Kevin Durant can't guard the perimeter, guard the rim, take, you know what I'm saying, run the offense, because Chris Paul is just basically doing nothing. And you got Kevin Durant there, and the guy's doing everything. It's like he can't do everything. It's like some outside of book, nobody's really helping him. You know, watching that game was one of the most frustrating things I've ever seen. This guy coming down the court, he getting three-peat. They're double teaming him as soon as he comes across the half court, which is helping because at least he has Devin Booker to get him. But at that point, you got on the Suns for a reason. He should be able to pass the ball to Chris Paul, and Chris Paul should be able to find a shot. Watching that was so frustrating because you watch KD, and you know KD's going to get a lion's share of the blame, which he should because he's the best player. But that wasn't on KD, right? The guy can't play defense, protect the rim, play defense, run the offense, and go out and give you 30, you know what I'm saying, and give you 30 points as well. He almost did, but he can't do all that by himself. It's like, that's not why he got on the Suns, to do everything. And watching that last night, it's like, my gosh, man. They're like, we'll let Devin Booker beat us. We ain't letting Kevin Durant beat us. And you sitting there, you watching it, and it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating as a fan to watch a player come there, and you know his legacy is the one that's gonna take the hit if they lose. But the people that's around there to help him are not doing their job. I mean, honestly, DeAndre Ayton and Chris Paul left in like the third quarter. And I guess I don't really know if he had a big effect, really, but I know he wasn't doing that much to, on what he's there for, which is to run the offense. His running the offense was stand, throw it to Ayton, stand, throw it to Devin Booker, give it to Kevin Durant and get out of the way. It's like, I don't know, man. Watching them play was frustrating. Watch a team. I mean, they should be killing the Denver Nuggets by all accounts. They are a better team. I mean, they have better stars. They're not a better team. Jokic played well last night. Once again, I think it's hit or miss with him. I think if you get up on him and force him you're going to either get him in a situation where he dribbles for a long time to try to get to his spot, which is what you want, because then he's going to be passing out at the last minute. I think DeAndre Ayton did he did an okay job on the offensive side. On the defensive side, that guy left a lot to be desired for a freaking center. It's like, bro, get up into this dude. You know what I mean? He can't go through you. Stand your ground. And also, the refs were on some junk too last night. I mean, they weren't calling anything for the Suns. I mean, they were fouling the hell out of the Suns last night, and they were just letting it go. They were just letting them play. And then I told people this a couple months ago. I said, the Jokic, they don't gave him 3 MVPs. I said, I guarantee you, you're gonna be seeing some weird junk when the playoff starts, because they want him. They want. You can clearly see they want the guy to excel. They don't have him in the top 5 stuff, and he's a great player. Don't get me wrong, but he is not no top 5 player. And yes, he got a couple of those teardrop shots that I say are hit or miss. I mean, he'll have his shots are like shots, like his layups are like shots. So it's like even when he gets those shots, they're high difficulty shots. And as big as Ayton do, if Ayton just jumped, he would affect the shot. But the problem is Ayton don't have a jump. He just puts his hands straight up and just lets the man shoot over him like he's a cone. It's like, bro, get into the man and affect his shot. If they call you for a foul, they call you for a foul. But he's so afraid of being called for. It's like I said, you got to count your fouls. You in the third quarter with 1 foul, and you still testing shots like this. Like, bro, play. He drives me crazy, man. He drives me crazy. You got 1 or 2 fouls in the third quarter. Get into the man. Like, this man's dribbling inside the paint for 10 seconds. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, get up into the guy. Make him pick up the ball. You're just as strong as he is. Just wait. Just stand your ground. It's not like he's quick enough to get around you. Stand your ground. Force him to put the ball on the ground. And then get into him. And then when he shoots, jump. Straight up. Don't just stick your arms up. And oh my God, that was so Ayton drove me crazy last night. But like I said before, the KCP, I knew, like I told you, I knew Jamal Murray. I mean, that was an outlier. I didn't think he was going to be doing that every game. I thought he was going to give you something, but he ain't going to be giving you what he gave you that first game. Michael Porter Jr., for the most part, it kept pretty marginalized. But one thing I would say, the only person I would say that I looking at it, that I would say, Aaron Gordon, I think they kept on the check, but they got to get it. I mean, that guy is killing them, because Ayton is just, I mean, like I say, he is just, to me, the biggest waste of talent I've ever seen. Like, bro, play. That's all I'm yelling at the screen. Play. Like, compete. It's like, what is his? You can see why Monty Williams gets so mad with him. It's like, bro, what are you doing? Go up and contest the shot. You see KD coming from the other side of the freaking court, jumping up and contesting shots when he's standing 2 feet away from him. It's like, dude, he's food. He is literal food. Jokic has no respect for him whatsoever. I mean, Jokic just like, bro, this is just all day. Just give me the ball. This kid sucks. He has no fundamental defense whatsoever. All he does is use his height and stick his arm up. That's it. Straight up. It's like, bro, are you gonna try? It's like, it sometimes looks like he's not even trying. But you get on the offensive side and he wants the ball. That's where his energy goes. He wants to play offense. He wants to score. He don't want to do the grind stuff on defense. And to me, that they are winning now with DeAndre Ayton. If they play the Lakers with that dude, it's gonna be food all day. Well, maybe because then he can get some exposure. He might play harder in that series. But if he don't come along, they don't got nobody. You can't put Bismack Biyombo on Jokic. He's too small. You're the best chance. Compete. You act like you got some respect for yourself. This dude just going over. I mean, he's not even a like, I would see if he was quick. If he was Kevin Love, okay, Kevin Love's kind of quick. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Love can shoot the 3 consistently. Jokic already has this high arc on his shot. If you just jump and contest it, there's no other world those shots are going to go in. He's like, well, you can't contest it because he's shooting so high. Yes, you can contest it. You can contest it at his hand. You maybe can't block the ball, but you can't force him to push the ball higher. And then that's all, and that'll throw off his shooting rhythm, which will cause him to miss more. But because DeAndre Ayton is essentially a 7'6" cone, he just sticks his hands up. And the guy just whop, 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 and it's like, I want to see a great matchup between the Suns and the Lakers, or the Suns and the Warriors. I want to see a great matchup. And the Nuggets, I don't want to see the Nuggets in the championship. I just don't. I don't like watching them play. I think they're boring. So I don't want them to make it. I don't think they're going to make it. But is it possible? Of course, it's possible. Like I said, KCP showed. Like I said, he's the only one who showed improved. You know what I mean? It's KCP, and they love to talk about. What do they call it? The COVID championship. Well, it seems to me all the players that played well in the COVID championship seem to be playing well in this championship. Ain't that odd? It's like, 'cause they had nothing to do with no bubble. It's just talent. That was the purest form of basketball of all basketball. Players who normally would be intimidated by the bright lights don't have to worry about that. It's open gym. So to me, to people who try to discredit that, to me, don't understand basketball at all. Them people ain't worried about no cameras at home. They're worried about playing. All they remember is they're playing in a closed gym. Nobody can see it. It's not like they're going out and chilling on the internet. All they gotta do is block out the internet and everything else, and they would be in a secluded bubble where they don't know nothing. They don't know what people are talking about. You have a bad game, you got another game. To me, it was one of the hardest championships to win, but yet somehow, because LeBron won it, it gets devalued all the time. It makes no sense. But KCP saved them last night. He really did. And this is the guy I was talking about yesterday when I said, well, they do have KCP, and KCP actually has won a championship, and he does have that. But how much of a leadership role can they really take from him? Not much. You know what I'm saying? Like they said, they say the series don't start until the away team wins, right? So if they can beat the Suns on their home court, then I'll give them a little more credit. For everything, as far as I know, as far as I believe, I don't think they will. I think the Suns will win their 2 games, and then go back to Denver and win the next one, and then inevitably, I think Denver might get Game 6, and then the Suns in Game 7. They'll win in Denver, and then I think the Suns will close it out in Game 6 at home. But I think the Nuggets are moving off the adrenaline, right? The people, the motivation, right? It's the motivation of proving that they belong. But I think that only lasts for so long, right? You can only use that as motivation for so long until the world starts to kiss your butt. And the world starts to kiss your butt, all of a sudden you start to feel like you've created enough. You start to feel you fulfilled your what you set out to do, which is get the world to know to respect you. Once the world starts respecting you, that motivation is not there. It's like almost telling someone that they did a great day's of work when there's still more work to be done. You know what I mean? You don't want someone to think at the end, in the middle of the day, that they've done what they needed to do when there's still way more to do. Because then after that, everything that they do seems like extra, right? So I think it's the same thing when it comes to them playing basketball. I think people, now they're up 2-0, people are going to start to sing their praises. Singing their praises will lead to the belief that they're somehow as good as they believe they are. So now everything else that they do will be just that little extra effort to bang for that extra rebound, to go do this, to go do that. I think it's not there. It will not be as harsh because you got 2 games, so you feel you got that to rest on. And before you know it, it's 1 game, it's 2 games, and you playing Kevin Durant. You playing Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and hopefully Chris Paul. They say he has some tightness in his hamstring, so I don't know if he's going to play, but you playing some good players. Why they not playing Josh Richardson more, I couldn't tell you. I mean, Josh Richardson's a great player. They're not using him. They don't use T.J. Warren. They need points, and they're not putting people in to give them points. They're putting in guys who are young, who can play a little defense, but they're not great lockdown defenders in it to begin with. So, I mean, I don't understand the strategy of Monty Williams in these situations. Or maybe he's just waiting until they figure out what the Nuggets are doing, and then they're gonna try to implement some of the scores. But they gotta get more scoring, and I think Josh Richardson is a serviceable defender. I don't think he's great by any stretch of the imagination, but he's definitely serviceable. He can play, and he'll make Jamal Murray work on the other end. They got too many players on the court who are just standing out at the 3-point line. And I think at this point, DeAndre Ayton, unless you're throwing it to him in the paint, is completely useless. I just don't. I'll say it again. I don't get how someone can be that talented and be that bad. It's not that he's a bad player. He's just not good enough for the talent he has. He is so athletic. He's quick. He's strong. He should be dominating. But instead, he's standing there putting his hand. I'm not even going to go into it again. It just don't make no sense. For the Warriors and the Lakers and the Warriors tonight, it's gonna be at Golden State. Once again, the Warriors have a champion spirit to them. You know what I mean? They've been through the fire, but they're playing a LeBron-led team. And LeBron's-led teams tend to take on the identity of LeBron. You know what I mean? Like, the team that he brought to the finals that year, the last time he went against the Warriors, they had no business being in the finals. But LeBron's ability to control games and control tempo and control the other team causes him to they're not gonna be able to hide Clay. I mean, who is Clay gonna guard at this point? Clay was a great legend, a Hall of Famer, whatever you want to say, but Clay is not the same Clay. You know what I mean? Watching Clay, it really is sad. I mean, to watch what he used to be in comparison to what he is now, because he tries. You're gonna get at maximum effort from Clay, but Clay just ain't the same defender he was, and putting him on. I mean, pick your poison. If you think you're gonna be able to put Draymond Green on Anthony Davis, you're not. If you think you're gonna put Looney on Anthony Davis, you're not. They're too small. Anthony Davis is just gonna shoot over top of him all day. And if he doesn't, and he's gonna get the isolations he wants. LeBron is going to find Steph, and him, Austin Reeves, and D'Lo are going to feast on Steph. They are going to feast on that. Feast on him. Feast on Jordan Poole. Like I said, you got Brandon Wiggins who can make it difficult for LeBron. But he's not gonna be able to cover up for 3 people that could possibly, because any one of those get on Steph Curry and it's a mismatch. They're gonna have to double AD, right? Because like I said, Looney is not guarding AD 1-on-1, and Draymond's not guarding AD 1-on-1. So now like I said, you're stuck in this situation. Neither one of them are gonna be able to really. It's gonna be feast or famine. It's like pick your poison. Clay's a good defender, but he's not the type of defender. Then they're gonna have to play Garrett Payton, and playing Garrett Payton, you're taking away your points. So it's like, to me, the matchup just is not favorable for the Warriors. They would have been better off playing a team like the Suns or something like that. I don't even know if they would have been great without the Suns. The biggest problem with, they shouldn't have they traded James Wiseman. It was dumb. It was extremely dumb to trade James Wiseman. They needed him in the last series, and they're gonna need him again. They're definitely gonna need him in this series with Anthony Davis. They have lost every game since they traded James Wiseman because they have nobody to stop Anthony Davis. Ever since they traded James Wiseman, the Lakers have been dominating them, and it's because they have nobody. Draymond's a great defender, but he cannot guard AD 1v1, and you cannot. And if you try to double AD, now you got Steph Curry on LeBron, Austin Reeves, Dennis Schroeder. I mean, Clay on any of those guys. Also, he's gonna be in foul trouble in no time. You know what I mean? The Warriors is a great matchup as far as the fanfare and the narrative, but as far as the actual gameplay, I'm just saying it leaves a lot to be desired. That's what I'm saying. I think the Lakers will win in 5, but maybe even 4. Actually, they might get swept, but they got a Warrior spirit, so I wouldn't be surprised if it got to 6 games. But my projection is that it'll be 4-1 Lakers. I don't think anybody matches up well with the Lakers in the West or the East, for that matter. But the East got at least the Celtics. The Celtics match up a little better. The Sixers match up a little better because they got Joel Embiid. But as far as perimeter defense, the 76ers ain't got a great perimeter defense. You got to have great perimeter defense to go. That's why everybody talk about the Grizzlies. But the Grizzlies had the best matchup if they had 2 bigs. If they would have had those 2 bigs, that would have been the best matchup for the Lakers. This one, not so. The Warriors ain't got the bodies. They can't guard the perimeter well, and they don't have big man inside. And think that Looney gonna get that type of get those type of rebounds against Anthony Davis. You think that is at least gonna be cut. You know, what, 3/4 at least. You know, with AD, Looney is just not. AD is just too crafty of a rebounder to think that they're gonna get all those second chance shots that they got against the Sacramento Kings against Sabonis. I mean, AD is not Sabonis. Okay, you're not going to do that to him. And like I said, defensively, AD's gonna have that guy Looney in foul trouble by the end of the second quarter. He's gonna be on the bench. Draymond is going to be barking at the official, arguing, and he's going to be probably getting texts and everything else because he's going to be getting called fouls like hell. Because the way AD plays, it's hard to guard him without fouling because his body is so lanky and he likes to lean on top of you and go over top of people, and it's hard to guard him without fouling. So, especially if you're smaller than he is. And so, as far as the Warriors go, do I think they can win Game 1? Yeah, because it's the first game, it's the fill-out game. They're trying to figure out what the Warriors are gonna do, what tweaks they made. I think the Warriors can win Game 1. But if the Lakers do win Game 1, then it also wouldn't surprise me if the Warriors won Game 2. It's the same thing that happened with the Grizzlies, because the Lakers have a tendency to be very, very high-minded and very, very casually arrogant, and then they'll have a game like they had Game 2 against the Grizzlies, where it's like, what the hell is happening? But like I said before, the thing with the Lakers is they got so many scorers they can throw at you. You know what I mean? And they got so many good perimeter defenders. I mean, Troy Brown's a good. I mean, like I said, you go down the line of these guys they can put in. Do they need? And the thing about it is they can play small ball, which is what Darvin Ham likes to do. They can actually play small ball against the Warriors. You know what I mean? With AD or LeBron at the 5. They can do that when they couldn't do that against Memphis. They can do that against these guys. And to be honest, I don't even think, I just don't see how the Warriors navigate that. Like I said, I think the Lakers will win, finish it out on game 5. Because like I said, it's essentially a home. I mean, it's in San Francisco and LA. It's not like it's they're not leaving state. They're still in California. It's like 2 hours, hour and a half drive. I mean, they're not. It's essentially a home game. You know what I mean? They're in San Francisco, LA. I mean, as far as I know, I don't know California that great, so maybe I'm wrong. But as far as I know, it's essentially like another home game. It's like they're in the same state. Because I know even from the top of Florida to the to the middle. I mean, considering, but California is a little it's bigger, so I don't know. But as far as I assume, it's not that. It's not like dry going to like when they were going to Memphis, you know what I mean? It's not that type of situation where if you're taking a flight, 30-minute flight, you know what I mean? It's like it's nothing. They can sleep at home, they can go to their own gyms and do all their stuff, and then just go, take a bus or a flight over there, like for the game, bang, get the game over, and go right back home and lay back down. So it's essentially like they're going to be at home. So it's just all these things work to the betterment of the Lakers. But the mindset of the idea of the matchup is poetic, and I hope that it doesn't. I really do hope that it goes 6 games, 7 games, and that these games are just down to the wire, because basketball needs it. They really do. I love, like I said, I grew up a football fan, diehard football fan. Still am a diehard football fan. But like I said, the politics, not the politics as in the words, but the politics as in the racism I've seen in the NFL, and the racism I've seen when it comes to the teams and the way that they run their organizations and the way that they treat certain players. To me, they treat the players like they're not important, and I don't like that. So to me, I gravitated to the NBA because I felt like this was more of a good representation of what a league should be. The players are the people who make the clock tick, right? They're the ones that make make it work. And moving them around is the draw. Like, people are saying, well, they're gonna do something. The owners aren't dumb enough to do something about this. The owners ain't gonna do nothing because the owners like it. They're making money. They don't care. You think that it bothers them that KD and LeBron? I think they do those trades on purpose. They like the interest that it garners. They are always being talked about. They're constantly the focus of attention because of stuff like that. With the buyouts and the trades it's exciting. The NBA is exciting, as in you got the beginning of the year, the off season, people, they care about it. Then the season starts, they care about it, and then when they got the trade deadline, the people also care about it. So it's like they got the beginning, the middle, and then you got the end, where you got the play-in tournament, where all these teams are still fighting. I mean, the NBA just has a great formula to draw you in and keep you hyper focused on the outcomes and the results. Every game matters, and it's like That's because they work with their players to constantly update it, constantly, adding the take file, taking that out. They're constantly working with the players, and they're making their product funner and funner to watch. The NFL, they are like a dictatorship. It's like they got one rule: make the quarterback important, and that's the only thing they care about. And to me, I do not. I've never been a fan of that. It's like, let them play. The rules they have all are just there to make the quarterback look better. Let's have more staunch pass interference. Can't tackle the quarterback. Every year they're adding another form of protection or an advantage to the quarterback position while making it harder to play every other position. And to me, it's bogus. These guys are already playing football with their hands tied behind their back, and you constantly adding more and more stuff for the quarterback to look good. And to me, it's why it's like I don't even look at their numbers the same. It's like these guys are throwing for 5,000, 6,000 yards. It's like, stop it. I heard someone say the dumbest thing I ever heard the other day. Oh, well, the NFL, a lot of these running quarterbacks, it's how easy they made the quarterback position. Well, if you're that racist to believe that black players couldn't play quarterback before, then have at it. But the truth of the matter is, they ain't got nothing to do. The guys back in the day were throwing for 100, 118 yards passing because the crux of the offense was to run the ball, ball control, run the ball. There was a couple of teams that threw the ball a lot. The Broncos, the Dolphins, a certain later kind of tail end, the Colts. Even the Patriots didn't throw the ball like that. A lot of people try to act like Tom Brady was coming out and throwing for 300 yards a game. He wasn't. Tom Brady was a game manager when he first started, and he was just a good quarterback. But people forget that because as time goes around, the league changed, and Tom Brady started to pile up yards. But it was a run first. It wasn't that people didn't play. It was a run first offense. So, but that, like I said, that's not either here nor there. My point I'm trying to say is that's why it seems like things have gotten quarterbacks are throwing for more. Well, they're throwing way more, and they've added a lot. They have added a lot of rules that benefit the quarterback. You don't have to be as fearless to play the position anymore, but a guy who's a running quarterback clearly is fearless. So like I said, a lot of racists try to use that the opposite. Instead of saying that a lot of these pocket quarterbacks are better because of the rules, they try to say the running quarterback is. But that's the way a racist thinks. A racist doesn't consider the truth. They consider the narrative, and if they support the narrative, then they use the facts that support that narrative. And no matter what you say to them, they're going to believe that because they want to believe. But NBA is just all about talent, and storylines, and the product draws you in. Not players are a part of it, but mostly it's like you got your stars, and then it's like the rest of the league is just there to kind of support the stars, and I love that. And like I said, the game is made in certain ways to be appeasing to watch. They sped it up. What I'm saying, and to me, it's just better. It's just a better product. Anyways, please comment. Let me know what you think. Thumbs it up if you like it, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. All right, y'all. Peace.